give it adequate publicity. Many more of our youths, not only youths, even those who are there who have no work to do, all you need is to put a sack behind you, and anywhere you see bottle, put it, and it becomes money for you.
The donation of the recycling bins was courtesy of Akure Professional Lions Club, led by its president, Mrs. Bumi Ademosu. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
The Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Akali Baba, in line with his mandate on human capacity development, has begun a 2-week fully residential refresher training for all 79 squadron commanders of the Nigerian Police Mobile Force at its training college in Laorogo, Osun State. The program, which began on Monday, will end on January 23, 2023. The training is geared at strengthening the operational efficiency of the squadron commanders and ensuring a secure and itch-free environment before, during, and after the 2023 general elections. The IGP chaired the officers of effective making use of the opportunities the training would offer them to improve on their crime control mechanism and general safety strategies, especially towards having free, fair, and credible general elections. And now to some judicial matters. The Osun Election Petitions Tribunal has adjourned for judgment the petition filed by former Governor Gboyega Oyetola challenging the victory of Ademola Adeleke of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the July 16 governorship election. The chairman of the three-man panel, Justice Tesesia Kume, reserved the judgment for a later day to be communicated to parties in the matter after the petitioner and respondent adopted the final written addresses in Osogbo, the capital. Oyetola and the All Progressives Congress APC had on August 5, 2022 submitted a petition before the tribunal in Osogbo. They are challenging the election results from 749 polling units across 10 local government areas of the state for various alleged electoral malpractices, especially over voting. Meanwhile, the long-drawn legal battle on the governorship ticket of the All Progressives Congress APC in Jigawa State has been laid to rest by the Supreme Court with the affirmation of the incumbent Deputy Governor Umar Namadi, the lawful candidate. The Apex Court, in a unanimous judgment prepared by Justice Kudirat Kekeriekun, upheld the primary election conducted on May 26, which produced Namadi as the winner. And the judgment delivered by Justice Ibrahim Salawa on behalf of the court, the appeal filed by Farouk Aliyu, a former minority leader of the House of Representatives, was dismissed in its entirety. Namadi, through his counsel Lateef Fagbemi, had won the legal battle at the Federal High Court in Dutse, as well as at the Court of Appeal in Kano. In the meantime, the Supreme Court judgment has declared the throne of the Obong of Calabar, Edindem Abasi Otu V, vacant, and ordered that a fresh election be conducted for the position. And a judgment written by Justice Amina Augi and read by Justice Akomoye Agim, the Apex Court upheld the June 4, 2013 judgment of the Appeal Court and ordered the fresh election in accordance with the 2002 Constitution of the Palace so as to guarantee justice and equity. The Supreme Court also agreed with the Appeal Court judgment, which declared that the plaintiff in the matter, Etumbom Ani, was not qualified to participate as a candidate in the process of electing a new Obong of Calabar. The Apex Court, however, affirmed the judgment of the Appeal Court, which had declared that Otu V was qualified to contest the election for the emergence of a substantive Obong of Calabar. Reacting to the court ruling, Chairman of Etumbom Traditional Council in the Palace, Basi Duke, expressed confidence that the post Obong of Calabar will remain as he is cleared to contest in the fresh election. The Niger State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested 137 drug suspects. The agency also stated in Mina that it destroyed 21 tons of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances in the state in 2022. According to the state NDLEA commander, Aruna Kwetsishe, A total of 137 suspects were arrested, while the command also destroyed 21 tons of psychotropic substances, including over 5,000 kilograms of cannabis sativa. It said the command secured 80 convictions at the Federal High Court in Minna, where the convicts were sentenced to various jail terms. Kwetse warned drug peddlers and barons to stay clear from Niger State. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay.
Hey, this kid, how does it sound? 1,000. We go once play tire. Farabade now.
Madam, hello, brother. Na 3,005. Ma fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000. Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 naira credit. Now you turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook, Osrc TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel, Osrc TV Ondo. Edo State has recorded 4 more cases of Lassa fever, bringing the total number of confirmed positive cases to 28 in the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Professor Obey Akoria, said the 4 new cases were confirmed in Essa West, Etsako West, and Essa Northeast local government areas. According to him, Edo continues to witness a steady rise in the number of confirmed cases of Lassa fever, with 4 new cases recently confirmed in 3 local councils in the state. Akoria said the state government is committed to ensuring the health and safety of residents and urged residents to comply with all health protocols to contain the spread of the disease in the state. President Muhammadu Buhari has been slated to join other African leaders to discuss the prosperity agenda for the African continent at the Africa Prosperity Dialogue series. An initiative of the Africa Prosperity Network, the series is expected to bring Africa's political and business leaders as well as other thought leaders in Africa together in a conference to brainstorm on the all-important single market projects for the continent. The maiden edition of the Prosperity Series will take place from January 26 to 28 in Ghana, which is also the host nation of the AFCFTA Secretariat. The presidents of Senegal, South Africa, Kenya, Egypt, and 8 others are expected to be in attendance. Educationists have called on government at all levels in Nigeria to prioritize the implementation of the new language policy, which mandates the teaching of pupils in primary 1 to 6 in their mother tongue or any language dominant in their area. The call follows recent approval by the federal government for the policy to take effect across the country. Osrc Saeed Aribisala in this report has raised the benefits of accelerating this development, possible challenges and recommendations for successful implementation.
Nigeria is one of the most linguistically diverse countries in the world, with hundreds of languages spoken by 200 million plus people. But practically getting one or any of these languages to be used as a medium of instruction continues to evade the country. However, a recent approval by the Federal Executive Council on the new national language policy for primary schools, which makes mother tongue a compulsory medium of instruction from primary 1 to 6, seems to have awakened the debate. Why have we as a country been unable to get our mother tongues as a means of instruction in schools, and what benefits lie therein, among others? Research has shown that education in mother tongue aids inclusion and guarantees quality learning. This, a school administrator, Mrs. Omobola Ojoge, confirmed from a practical experience.
Every Friday, we conduct assembly in Yoruba, then get to classes. I told my staff, if you are teaching them, make sure that, for instance, if you are teaching chemistry, if you talk of elements, and you are trying to explain, as you just discuss with them as if you are interacting. Explain in English, Yoruba, English, Yoruba. We discovered that the teaching on Friday is always more interesting than the teachings in other days because of this mother tongue. When teachers get to classes and they begin to blow grammar, some of the students will just switch off.
While countries like China, Japan, Taiwan, and South Africa, who use mother tongue to teach science and technology, are ranked higher on the United Nations Human Development Index than Nigeria and others that use foreign languages. A language expert, Iyabo Aladewolu, believes language remains a powerful tool that must not be lost.
It is very easy for a child to do better in foreign languages when the child understands the language of the immediate environment, and it will help our language not to go to an extinction. And will not go into another slavery, because if you want to enslave some people, you take their language away from them. It will help us to clamp down vices in the society. And security-wise, if you have voice security, you'll be able to secure your immediate environment.
Though Nigeria's Education Minister Adamu said full implementation will start when federal government develops instructional materials and engages qualified teachers, Ondo State government, through the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Femi Agagu, said once the coast is clear, the state will key into the initiative.
A journey of 1,000 years starts with a step. That critical first step has been taken by the statement of the minister. Let's hope that the system will now begin to work towards it. That you also agree with me that Ondo State is always at the forefront of innovative ideas like this. The government has also issued a directive that on Fridays we should be wearing our native dresses. Things that move our culture forward. Our state anthem is indigenous.
Despite the loftiness of the move, some educationists call for the training and retraining of teachers.
It will come from the top, working on the syllabus, then taking the teachers for training and retraining. Already we were I'm a teacher anyway, we were used to that language, to that theory, to the same method, to everything. Then we need to be retrained, I think, so that to prepare us is a great task anyway.
First of all, we are going to encourage our parents. This public school now, we will not have much challenges. But the private schools, they use English, doing that, go, come. They even believe in that English. Even the people say they can't write, but they also say it offhand. They believe in that. But in a public school, we can do it perfectly. Because we even see that mother tongue will help the pupils. They will help them to reason. Then they will be able to interpret that Yoruba to that English.
The IFE Primary Education Research Project, which was piloted by former Minister of Education, Professor Babs Fafunwa, is an evidence that education through a Nigerian language is possible. Hence, the need to revisit, rework, and emplace lessons therein for future success. Sahira Ribisala, OSRC News.
And now to the foreign scene. Britain has imposed sanctions on the Iranian Prosecutor General after the country's execution of the British-Iranian dual national Alireza Akbari, while Iran has summoned the UK ambassador. Akbari was executed after Iranian authorities claimed he was an M16 spy, charges his family and the Foreign Office deny. Britain had already summoned the most senior Iranian diplomat in the UK to the Foreign Office to demand an explanation. The Foreign Office has known about Akbari's detention for a long time, but had chosen, in line with the wishes of the family, to put private pressure on the regime to secure his release. He was arrested in 2019 after he returned to Tehran from London to advise the regime of the future of the Iran nuclear deal. And in sports, the Interim Management Committee, IMC, has declared the Ondo State Sports Complex Akure to host home matches of Sunshine Stars Football Club in the new MPFL abridged season. Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development Bamidele Ologun gave the hint while fielding questions from Osrc on the renovation of the stadium and unveiling of new players for 2022-2023 MPFL season. Osrc's Benga Oluwajana has more.
Ahead of the commencement of the new Nigerian Professional Football League season on Sunday, participating clubs are back in training following the Yuletide. The 2022-2023 MPFL season is scheduled to begin on an abridged format after the initial disagreement between the Interim Management Committee of the MPFL and the club owners. Barring any last-minute kick by any of the parties, everything points to an eventual start of the season on Sunday, and Sunshine Stars Football Club are quick to get off. Team manager of Sunshine Stars, Sean Betiku, said Sunshine Stars Football Club have improved in terms of training and manpower to achieve results in the upcoming 2022-2023 season. On players transfer, Betiku said work is ongoing to recruit quality players to further build a formidable team that will stand out in the league table.
It's been a kind of tremendous one. First and foremost, we give kudos to the state government on this for giving us what we expect from him, and kudos again to the other commissioner for youth and sports that's been up and doing.
Positive result in this game, and we know that it will not be an easy one for us, despite the fact that Duma United are playing the Premier League for the first time, but it will be a very difficult customer, especially player at home. And if we consider the fact that we have to take a long journey to get to Gombe, it will not be an easy one.
Officials come out, we have been prepared for ourselves because we know Nigeria, we know LMC, NFF, and they call us at any time, so we have been prepared. So we are ready. Yeah, we are ready.
Football-loving fans of Ondo State are however hopeful that Sunshine Stars will be a team to beat in the coming 2022-2023 abridged MPFL season. Benga Oluwajano, Osrc News.
And that concludes the news at 7, but before we go, a quick look at the top stories. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has received the prestigious Melvin Jones Fellowship of the Lions Club International in recognition of his dedicated humanitarian services. The Nigerian police have begun a 2-week residential refresher training for all 79 squadron commanders of mobile force to strengthen their operational efficiency ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Niger State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has confirmed the arrest of 137 drug suspects. And from the foreign scene, we told you that Britain has imposed sanctions on the Iranian Prosecutor General after the country's execution of the British Iranian dual national. And that's the news. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening.